Okay, this is Chrissy again. I promised y'all another story, just crazy life story. This is when I was working labor and delivery. I was a brand new nurse, 1992. I mean, right out of nursing school. I was working at Georgetown Hospital. It was a little hospital back then. I don't know if it still is. Anyway, working the night shift, and Mickey the ass cat right here by me again, fighting with me. Okay, I was working the night shift, and we had no patients on the floor, no moms, no babies. Everybody had been discharged, and we were supposed to be just restocking and cleaning. It was me and one other nurse. I was 29, I think, and the nurse I was working with was old 34 or 35. Her name was Shelly. Shelly was a little bit of a bitch, but whatever. About 3:30 in the morning, the elevator bell rings, and two little Hispanic girls come off the elevator. Usually people go through the emergency room. Nobody just sneaks up in the middle of the night, so we were kind of surprised. One girl, these were kids too, 16, 17 years old. The one who wasn't pregnant looked at me and kind of shoved the one who was pregnant out of the elevator, and she looked over and she goes, "My friend, she might be pregnant." And then she hits the button and boom, she's gone, and she leaves this little pregnant girl standing there. And sweet baby Jesus, she was pregnant, all right. Shelly got her, took her in the room. We established right away she didn't speak any English, very little English. I think we got her name, maybe that was it. She wouldn't say anything else. Where is she from? Any medical history? We knew nothing of her. So she gets her in the room. I'm getting a set of vital signs, starting an IV on her because clearly she's in labor. Shelly goes to check her, and she can feel the baby's head. So we're fixing to have a baby right now. The doctor, the OB/GYN on call is, I know where he lives, and he's about, I think he was like 183 Andice area, between Andice and Florence on 183. So he was at least 25 miles out. Shelly goes, "Chrissy, we're fixing to have a baby. Go call the supervisor." So I run down to the nurse's station, call the supervisor. I had to do an overhead page, which in the middle of the night was a no-no, but what the hell. I mean, we were having a baby, no doctor there. The emergency room doctor, a lovely man named Dr. Clark, gay as all get out. He was like, "I don't do babies." So we were seriously on our own. Call the supervisor. I tell her to call the doctor and page him, get him there. Run back down there, and I told her, "Okay, the doctor's on the way." She's like, "Chris, we're not going to make it for the doctor to get here. We're going to have to deliver this baby." I said, "Let me go get the supervisor." Run back down to the nurse's station, and she's yelling down the hallway, "How do you say push in Spanish?" Shit, I don't know. I'm not Spanish. My mom's Hawaiian, for God's sake. Everybody thinks I'm Spanish, but my mom, no, I'm not. I can order off of a menu. That's about it. So I get to the phone, call the supervisor. "We're having a baby. Can you come up?" She's like, "Yeah, I'll be there in just a few minutes. Do what you can." I said, "Where is Maria?" She's the housekeeper lady. So she tells me to overhead page her. Overhead page her. She calls me right back. I said, "Maria, how do you say push in Spanish?" Tell her what's going on. She tells me. I run back to the room where the little girl is, sure enough, having a baby. And Shelly's going, "Chrissy, she's got the push. She's all gloved up and ready to catch the baby." And I'm up there with her. And shit, I'm a brand new nurse. I was like, I don't know how. I just learned how to clock in about a week ago. Shit. So somewhere between the nurse's station and back there, I swear to you, I thought Maria had told me that push was puta. And so I'm telling her, "Puta, puta," and Shelly's screaming, "Puta, puta." The little girl's just crying. I'm like, "Oh my God." She's like, "She won't push." And I was like, "Puta, puta." We're telling her, "Puta, puta." I grab the rails and I go, trying to make it look like I'm pushing. "Puta, puta." She just cries more. She ends up having the baby. I push on her tummy. We're telling her puta, puta, puta. Apparently we were calling her a whore in Spanish. That was not good. Supervisor gets up there. The housekeeper gets up there. We ended up delivering the baby, and they did tell me that Shelly and I were calling her a whore, and then the housekeeper got all defensive, and she said, "I said empuja, puta and puta, empuja, whatever." The shit sounded the same to me. Um, so that night I called that little girl a whore. She turned out to be like 17 years old, and she was from there's a miniature horse farm out off of Highway 29 outside of Georgetown, and she was, her boyfriend or husband or whoever he was, worked on that horse ranch, and they just dropped her off. No insurance, no anything, but I felt so bad calling her a puta puta while she's having her baby. Bless her heart, she doesn't speak a word of English. So as soon as my shift was over at 7 that morning, I went to that Walmart there in Georgetown, and I put some flowers and a teddy bear and a little outfit for her baby, because I was so upset that this little girl is alone in a foreign country having her first baby, and the two nurses are screaming and grunting at her and calling her a whore. Oh well, this is my life. This kind of shit happens. All right. This is story number 2. I love my Facebook people.